What would you do if you could live forever? If you could relive the same day over and over? Like in the hit movie, Groundhog Day. I think that's a movie. I'm not old. Would you keep the peace and try to break the loop? Or would you kill everyone just because you know they'd all be back by tomorrow? Or would you try to beat DeathLoop with only your machete? I found myself in a sticky situation with a pretty woman, but that didn't last long, like most times. I was killed and the game ended, but then it didn't. I woke up on a beach where I was speaking to myself through schizophrenic visions. I got a real kick out of my guy trying to learn his name.
My name? Son of a fuck!
I got my first gun and shot it once out of fear of a new tool, reloaded, and went on my way. I learned about trinkets. This one is a double jump. Next up is the phone/hacking/pleasure device if you're brave enough. I was told I know the code, but I can't possibly know because there's no 9 to go with my 6. The words revealed my name. I'm Colt, nice to meet you. Please don't get my name confused with any firearms. My hydrophobia kicked in with this cold water. I finally found my one weapon and performed my first execution. The executions in this game aren't Doom glory kill level of gory, but they're alright I guess. I don't have health spewing out of them for my taste. Now, I'm no speedrunner, but even I know this game is for babies. It's a fun game for sure, but unless there's a higher difficulty I don't know about, this game is way too easy even with this challenge. God, I would really live to regret these words, wouldn't I? Why did I write that down? I got a huge exposition dump from Colt about why he's here and the motives he's following. For a game with gameplay that's intentionally repetitive, the story's actually really well put together. Colt implied that I dated this mystery woman I'm talking to. I don't think she said her name, but the subtitles call her Juliana. I was told not to pull the lever, so like the good boy I am, I didn't, until I was told, and then I still didn't. I was lifted in the air to see Juliana. She was surprised I didn't learn and touch the lever, despite me listening to her and not touching the lever. The voices told me to kill myself. I'm all too used to this. But I saved myself. Then I saw some patricide, and then I really died. Was it suicide at that point? Like a good loop, I woke up again on the beach. I found the code on the back of the postcard from earlier, so much for tossing it. I put the code in and continued on to the rest of the game. I found a grenade and debated using it, but changed my mind quickly. It's not a gun, and at this point in the game, I wasn't sure if I was beating it without a gun or only a machete, but I chose to do machete only. I found my first slab, and it gives me an extra life. I finally made it to one of the 4 maps in this game, Updom. It's a nice little town area. Not a lot of those in this island. At least it's not a certain someone's island. No kids here, only adults. At first I tried to be a little slow with my stealth, but that prospect was abandoned very quickly. I accidentally hit a woman with a bottle, but I think it only stunned her, not hurt her, so it's within the challenge. Probably. I made my way into my old apartment and got on my computer, only to learn about an LPP, large punctual penis. I also ignored the scam messages. I'm not getting another virus. Those Riley Reid pictures were not real. I was given the option to continue exploring, but I chose to just leave. I'm not a speedrunner like I said, but I'm running speedily. I'm now at the complex, another map, so I can learn about how to break the Morbius strip of a loop we're in. In the control room, there were 3 separate enemies, all of whom died, but it was silly because they totally could have made my life a lot harder if they just tried. I said something smart to someone over the radio. It didn't go well. She knows who I am. I turn on a projector, just have to recharge the battery to turn it on again. I learned that the anomaly that causes the time loop in this place is controlled by none other than the Visionaries. If they all die in one day, the loop ends. I managed to do a magic trick to execute this man. I don't know how it happened. This anomaly is fucking weird. I'm now out of the complex. This game becomes a simple ABC run game when you play it like this. You might be wondering what I mean by that. When you take an open world game at its simplest form, it turns into ABC games. Take Fallout 4, specifically the Minutemen quests, where you go to Preston Garvey, the A, then you go to the settlement or outpost, B, then you go back to Preston, C. It's a formula that can be found in a lot of games. Even amazing games like Red Dead Redemption 2 can suffer from this phenomenon. But when you're aware of it, at least for me, the game becomes really boring. Anyways, enough bitching. I'm looking for the LPP for real this time. It's in the Chief of Security's office, or at least the safe code for it is in the Chief of Security's office. But the LPP itself is in my apartment, so we gotta go back to my apartment. But it seems like some thugs have trashed it, so what do? I loop, properly this time. I wait till night, and wake up back on the sandy beach. Unless I find something fun to do with this challenge, this recording is going to be a bit boring. The story is great, but I'm running in circles, which might be the point from the devs, but it's not my style. Oh yeah, an AI Juliana invaded my game. I killed her with ease and stole her shift ability, but I lost it soon after I looped. I'm in Updom for the 3rd or 4th somethingth time. I'm back in my apartment again, but I finally opened the safe, and I finally learned that the LPP is a beginner's guide to killing 8 people in one day. Then I had a dialogue with an emo me. but that's okay. He's just going through some things and no one can understand him. I got a really cool and artistic cutscene. I love the art style in this game. It's genuinely such a good stylized game. It's like a week later after recording this part of the script, mainly because I'm struggling to stay breathing and video games weren't my main concern. Anyways, my new goal is to kill Wenji, but Wenji is actually Wenjai, plural. There's like 20 of her, and I think the lore way of explaining that is that they're different Wenji from different timelines that all have entered the loop but in parallel universes, and they abandoned their own timelines to work together with this Wenji from this timeline. My only question about that is what happened to those universes' cults? Were they able to break the loop by killing all the visionaries since Wenji was gone? And if Wenji isn't in that timeline, then are they really alive in that timeline? I hope I got all that lore right. Otherwise, I'll feel below average intellectually. I managed to get caught by these Wenji, and I managed to wipe them out easily, which made me feel like the game was too easy. But since I'm still kind of in the tutorial, I can't change some setting. And since I'm in online mode, that restricts my ability to change the amount of lives I have. I don't want to be in online. It's not that the challenge would be invalidated by a real person invading my game. I could still try and kill them with my machete. I just know most people with guns are less likely to allow themselves to be close enough to stab. Back to killing Wenji. I missed this jump more times than I care to admit, and every missed jump is another time I have to climb all the way back up the tower, just to miss the jump again, until that one time I didn't. And that allowed me to kill more Wenjai. I managed to kill every last Wenji and completely forgot why I was killing her. But my goal here wasn't Wenji, it was her research. She's a smart cookie, and she's learned how to carry things across loops, meaning that if I complete her experiment, I can keep my guns and abilities through these loops. Now, keeping guns sucks, but the ability is incredibly valuable to me. I plugged the vacuum battery thing into the smart machine, then stepped in the test tube. The game wanted me to shoot the button, but instead I opted to look for a bottle to throw at it. I ended up not finding one. Wenji is boring and doesn't drink, so I shot the button. It doesn't violate the challenge, but it does hurt my soul. The machine killed me, but now I know about residue. Residue. I can now keep things through loops. In the menu, I changed the settings, increasing the difficulty, going offline, and I reduced my lives per level to 1. Don't worry, I managed to piss myself off with these settings so much, I changed some of them back. I think I'm finally in the open game. There's little to no more tutorials. Now it's just me, my machete, and 8 visionaries to kill. My first goal? Kill Charlie Montague. He has a shift slab, which allows you to teleport short distances, and I want it. To do that though, I need to play a game where a space alien invades a crew of astronauts to kill them and not get caught as the alien. I'm fucking playing Among Us in this game. This is a real game within this game. I also died a lot here. The second go in the Among Us LARP, I tried to be stealthy, and it almost worked. I got to the top floor of the game before getting caught, and managed to hide in a back room where I found a terminal and learned that 2 visionaries are having relations with one another. Fia and Charlie are gonna fuck. I dodged a bunch of mines, ended up finding Charlie, and killed Charlie. Sorry, I'm waste critical. I liked you as a YouTuber, but as an insane video game character, you're just too cringe. You might think I have the shift slab now. You're wrong. An AI Juliana invaded my game, and while I was hacking the antenna to leave, she kind of ambushed me and killed me. Now, I didn't show you every failed attempt at killing Charlie, because if I did, this video would be 20 minutes longer, but I died on this level 10 times alone. This is what caused me to not want to edit this part of the game. The cutscene I got to further the game made me feel a little better though. I do love the style. I need to find where Charlie and Fia will copulate, but unfortunately I didn't get the shift slab. Oh yeah, and Colt invited Juliana to have sex. See, normally I wouldn't talk about this, but Bioshock Infinite me has told me that this is important. I've been through this path so many times I can sprint through it with ease. At this point I'm just trying to get the shift slab as soon as possible, which can bite me in the ass if I'm not careful. I finally set the difficulty back to its default. That didn't help at all. I still died within seconds of entering the game. On my last attempt, I didn't even kill Charlie. I killed Juliana, who happened to have the shift slab, which really helped me get it. Charlie's a bastard, but Juliana is not a bastard. We know who the father is. Luckily, before this attempt, I set my lives back to 2. Otherwise, I would have died and broken something, probably my hand like I did that one time I punched a door. Don't punch doors, kids. This dude was jump scared by me. I finally managed to leave into the tunnels and secured my shift slab with an infusion. Okay. Now I can further this game. I'm gonna find Egor and learn how to execute him in the most efficient way possible. He's secured the complex into a giant fort of solitude. No one is allowed in or out, but I've been known to break the rules. There's a reason my mom always grounded me in the 2nd grade. I managed to find and kill Egor with ease, despite his invisibility slab. This mission was super quick and easy. I had to simply find out that if he failed his science class, he would get drunk with a furry. With that knowledge, I left back into the tunnels, only to return in the morning. I had to use a fancy box to show me this computer so I can scramble the science and stop Egor from achieving his inner happiness. I'm not entirely sure how I knew what the password was for it, but I did. And by pressing one button once, I have caused Egor to go into such depression that he enters a stupor. I'm not entirely sure why I'm looking for the meetup place between Fia and Charlie, since officially it's been another week since I played this game. Either way, looking for this took a while, and I ended up trying to solve a jigsaw-like trap. It was simpler than I let it be, and I walked out alive. That Kramer guy really needs to step up his game. Either that or I'm just a gamer. After waiting 2 in-game days and trying repeatedly, I found this bunker. OBS started to do the thing where the game started recording like shit. I had to restart the game to fix it. I found the bunker again and finally went inside. In the bunker is a super complex and super stupid password system that I had to find all the way back in Updom. I'm starting to become aware of the fetch questness of this game. I lied, by the way, we're at Carl's Bay, or something like that, where the key to this cipher was in the first safe I searched. And it was mere feet from the entrance. With the cipher now, I need to go back to Freestad Rock and look for the art pieces that are the password in Fia's bunker. Fia has a bunker that's full of Eternalists. That's the name of the lower tier enemies, by the way. And arts. So much art. And I only need 4 images. There's also a very volatile reactor that I believe Fia will set off if she catches me here, but she won't, and she didn't. I got the second most useful slab in the game for me, Havoc. I can now take increased damage when it's active, so when things get hectic, I can use it and kill my enemies until my power drains. At this point, I have found no art for the password. I took a solid 30 minutes to even find the first one, then another 30 until I found the last one. You've never lived until you've watched 30 minutes of video, only to wait until you find the last pictogram, which is right next to the place where you first started. I fired a single bullet into a wall, simply to make my escape more fun. I used trial and error to find out what the password is, not knowing it labels them first to last in your menu. A few cassettes later and I made it into the bunker. Inside the bunker was a lever which I can use to flood the bunker. The only problem with that is that I don't know how to leave after I turn it on. But if I drown, I end up outside of the trapped area, so death is my option. I won't lie, I was watching this back at 4 times speed, and then a bug crawled up my leg. Like the manly man I am, I did not panic though. I merely killed the insect, and lost the reason of why I'm in Updom. But the odds are, it had something to do with Alexis. While on this mission, I remembered my last playthrough and I remembered how to find Alexis. I used his toilet mixer, I studied it, then played it on the dance floor and waited to hunt the sheep in wolf's clothing. Yeah, that didn't work. I got caught, now everyone's on high alert. That being said, he still came by the dance floor by coincidence, and I killed him. This caused everyone in the world to know where I am. When you only have a machete, stealth is the aim of the game. But when you suck at aiming, you end up hitting the ones you love. I killed hundreds of wolf people in this endeavor. The bodies kept stacking, the blood spilling, my sanity slipping. But eventually I made it out. I need to find to kill Harriet. Spoiler alert, it's by killing her when she's available to be killed. You can find this information out by looking at her Tinder profile. Next up are the Wenjai. I need to learn how to eliminate her from the picture, and the prime time to end every soul that is a Wenji. By reading her private messages, I learned she's not your average Discord mod. No, she's a kitten. And Alexis is trying to bribe her with Nitro to get her to his party. She doesn't want Nitro, she's a smart cookie and wants knowledge. So I have to frame Alexis as being smarter than he really is. That's a challenge in itself. I put that on pause. I need to learn how to kill Frank, and now is the optimal time. He's a rambling man and a musician, truly relatable. I sometimes too play the guitar. And if you've made it this far into the video, you know how much I can ramble. Entering his house means I have to remove my slab's abilities, including reprise, which means I've only got one shot at this or I get looped. Stealth is the name of the game again, but I'm still bad at names. I found another glorious pour and stuck my hand in it, allowing me to use my slabs once again. I managed to clear Frank's room and found a lead as to how to kill him. Frank is a pyromaniac, and he loves to play with fireworks. If I can sabotage them, we can recreate Pearl Harbor. Don't worry, we'll be even. I can Nagasaki. Frank was in his studio and I couldn't find out how to get in, so I didn't kill him, but I did die. I found the fireworks warehouse, but I didn't know the code. So after coming all the way here to Carl's Bay, I need to go back to my tunnels to Updom to Otto's workshop, where he makes the fireworks. But while I was there, I went ahead and talked to 2-Bit about killing Wenji. Robots hate furries, it's only natural. 2-Bit is a computer that uses Charlie's brain as a CPU. He told me about getting a recording of Alexis, that way he can edit it to commit fraud. Wenji can't resist the temptation of knowledge. I paused that bit and went to Otto's workshop. I need to destroy machines so that way it doesn't burn this shit down. Then I escape back into the tunnels. I swear that's all I do in this game, escape back into the tunnels. I came back later and looked at the computer Frank and Otto were talking on, revealing the code to the fireworks storage. Now I need to get a little statue of Alexis that yaps constantly, causing people to hear me and therefore see me. I failed a jump and lost the Alexis doll, meaning I have to come back tomorrow. I'm not mad, you're mad. I took time to enter Carl's Bay and head to Frank's little fire shop. I jammed the rain flaps, and at night he will die via his own incompetence and a smudge of my sabotage. Back on Wenji now. I'm getting the Alexis doll, and I'm not dying this time, at least not off a cliff. I barely managed to make it in with 2-Bit, but I did. Now I give him the audio from the narcissistic statue. I told 2-Bit to not let Charlie be mean to himself. He made the audio, and he'll play a recording of Alexis asking Wenji to come to his party with the promise of intelligence he doesn't have, and Wenji will fall for it. Now I know how to kill all the main visionaries, but there are 2 that are quite elusive. Those 2 are Juliana and I. See, the others can eat fireworks, take a slice of my machete, drown, but Juliana, she can't do that. She's too chaotic. I can't kill her during an invasion. No, I have to kill her where she lives, but I have to find where that is and get there. I powered a couple generators to unlock a few bunker doors to investigate her whereabouts. The first bunker revealed where Juliana lives, or works, I'm not sure which. I found a note that reveals Juliana is my daughter. I don't think I've learned about my dead wife who shares a last name with my daughter, but hey, what do I know? I also want you to remember and realize how many comments Colt made to Juliana that were at least semi-sexual in nature. I haven't told you about all of them, but it's more than one. Oh, yeah, and Juliana's in the stabilizer core now, so that's where I've got to go to find her. I learned about a rack, which is a bunker with a rocket in it, one aimed directly at the stabilizer core. There's my ride. Now all I need to do is get to it. I flipped some more switches and looked at more bunkers. Each bunker held a password, and every password is helping me get to my rocket. One of those bunkers revealed that Juliana is my daughter, which I know I said earlier, but it's okay, you're a big boy. The last bunker revealed me to myself. Then I saw my future. And then I learned about my dead wife, finally revealing that I had a kid, and it's Juliana. I soft locked the game while putting in the password. I couldn't move or put the password in, so I had to restart. I revealed to myself that I need to kill 7 visionaries before I can use the rocket, and the final game plan has been started. Step 1, kill Harriet during her morning sermon. Then sabotage Frank's fireworks. Step 2, sabotage Egor's science at noon so that way he'll go to the party. Step 3, drown Fia and Charlie during the afternoon. Fun fact, I was able to get in, die, and watch them drown from the surface. Now at night, I crash Alexis's party. While I was there, Frank blew up. Egor and Wenji were fighting on the roof, or they were until Wenji pushed Egor into a glass roof, so I killed her, followed shortly by me as Juliana invaded my game. I killed Egor and was left with a disturbed party, and I had to find one wolf in this pack who isn't who he says he is. But despite my destiny, I managed to die, twice, meaning I need to restart all the way from the fucking beginning. But I managed to kill Alexis as I died, so there's a silver lining. I'm skipping over the first 3 quarters of the day. They're all exactly the same as yesterday. This time I waited for Egor to fall through the glass before killing him discreetly. Then I killed Wenji out in the open. The party is on high alert now, meaning Alexis probably won't respond to music. This time, I managed to kill Juliana without even knowing it was her. It was an absolute bloodbath, bodies everywhere, but I managed to finally find and kill Alexis. With everyone but the father and daughter dead, it was time for me to enter my rocket and take off to finally see the real Juliana face to face. I walked into the final hallway, and it hurt me real bad because it took my slabs. Juliana sat me down and tried to stop me from breaking the loop by making me ask her questions. Instead, I picked up the dueling pistol she left me, and we took aim. But the pistol isn't a machete, so we lowered our weapons. I woke up on the beach, and my daughter was getting ready to kill people with me, and I beat DeathLoop with only a machete. So to answer the titular question, yes, you can beat DeathLoop with only a machete. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe as it helps me greatly. I would like to reach at least 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I have like 4 months to go. If you have any challenge ideas for any games, let me know down below in the comments. And of course, I hope you all have a wonderful day.